Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the southern tip of Vancouver Island, Canada. I hope everybody is having an awesome start to their weekend. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, and productive. Welcome Aziz Beck. Hi Marjona. Welcome to our members. Hi Mal. Good to see many students in this class. Everybody, we are looking at IELTS speaking part 3, band 9, effective finish. And the reason I'm saying effective finish is because part 3 is the last part of your IELTS speaking. So once you're done with part 3, the examiner will say, okay, that was good. No, they won't actually tell you that's good. They'll just say thank you and goodbye. And then you're done. So you want to do really well to get a nice high band score. Part 2, part 3, that's basically where the examiner decides whether you're a band 6, 7, 8, or 9 band student. So you have to do really well. Welcome, Dominique. Hi, Edgar. Welcome to more of our members. Hi, Janeil. This lesson, everyone, is presented to you by IELTS.com for academic IELTS success. Please visit us here. Click this red button to join our premium IELTS package. Keep this in mind. We will be using our website today for some speaking practice. That's because our website has a chat interface like Skype and WhatsApp where you can basically connect with other students and connect with people like me even. So I'll show you how to do that in a few moments, and we will be using that to practice some speaking with real students from around the world today. So we'll get back to that in a bit. Again, for general IELTS, if you're interested in the general version of the exam, then it's this green background at glthelpcom, and you can click that big red button there to join the premium package. Students, there's this discount code that you can use when you're joining. It's R4TYJ. You get a 20% discount. So use that code. Yeah, arguably we have the world's most popular IELTS learning platform online and on YouTube. We are the most popular IELTS channel on YouTube as well. So subscribe, follow us. Follow us on Instagram, IELTS_AE Help. We've been teaching IELTS for over 20 years. We're certified IELTS instructors. We've taken the exam ourselves. We're certified British Council agents, test registration centers, so we know what's going on. glthelp.com for general IELTS, and to send me an email, just reach out to me, adrian@aehelp.com. I will get back to you usually within 24 hours. So students, today the speaking part 3, then we have a couple of days break, so no class on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we will have lots and lots of classes starting on Wednesday, again, live classes. During the break time, watch some of our other videos. We've got a really popular IELTS speaking interview up with a candidate from Bihar, India, so check that out. And look at some of the other HD videos on our website. Okay. We've got lots and lots of students in the class now. We're going to get right into it, students. So yesterday we did a speaking part 2, and our speaking part 2, does anybody remember what that was about? So the speaking part 2 that we did yesterday, it was something about our biology professor. Does anybody remember specifically what that speaking part 2 cue card was about? And the reason I'm asking you is because speaking part 3 is connected with speaking part 2. So you have to really kind of make these connections between speaking part 3 and speaking part 2. So it's good to remember that. Anybody remember what that was? Vinicius says it's something about friendly, being friendly. I'm not sure what that first, or being friendly. Yeah, me. Very good. So me says it's a person that you had to be friendly with, but you didn't really like. Yeah, so it was a person that you had to be friendly with, but didn't really like. And I talked about my biology professor, Mr. Andrews, who was kind of a grumpy, biased professor. Wasn't really fair with the students, but I had to be friendly with him because of my grade point average. So I had to get a good grade point average. By the way, everyone, the speaking part 2 from yesterday and the speaking part 3 questions today, these are very similar to some of the questions that were asked on the IELTS exam last month. This is coming from real IELTS exams. It's not like we just made this up. Okay? All right. Yogesh, if you're having your speaking on Monday, I highly recommend volunteering to speak in today's class to build some of your confidence, okay? All right, now, a really important point here. We came up with some other ideas. Remember that for part 2, you have to come up with more than just one possible answer. So that's super important because that's going to help you in part 3. So remember that for part 2, in the 1-minute preparation time, you must come up with a couple of possible answers. Because even though you only choose one, the other ones, those will help you in part 3. They'll help you come up with some good examples, some good answers for that. Anybody remember what some of the other answers were that we thought of yesterday? So what were some of the other people that we might have been friendly with in our lives that we didn't really like? Okay, so you must come up with a couple of possible answers. These will be super useful for part 3, okay? So what were the examples that we came up with yesterday? Okay, Blueberry says the neighbor. Yeah, yeah, you live beside them, so you can't exactly escape them. So sometimes you have to be friendly with your neighbor, even though you might not like them. Okay, Tran and Arwinder say your in-laws. Yeah, absolutely. Mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother, sister-in-law. Yeah, in-laws. In-laws means like basically the family of your wife or your husband. Okay, those are your in-laws. Okay, Vinicius says customer or boss. Yeah. Yep, customer's always right. You got to be nice with them, otherwise you get fired. Hi, Eugen. Thank you for those emojis, making everybody happy with that sequence of pandas and such. That's awesome. Okay, Anton remembers the IELTS examiner. Yeah, just maybe don't use the IELTS examiner in the IELTS exam. But yeah, that was a funny one, Anton. Absolutely. Okay. Co-workers, teachers, yeah. So maybe the manager, co-worker, teammate, right? Even on sports teams, right? Like sometimes you have a teammate on a sports team, and you got to be friendly with them because you're on the same team, and nobody's going anywhere. Sometimes teammate. Okay, is teammate one word? Yeah, it is one word. There you go, teammate with 2 M's. Okay, so these are some good examples here, right? So you might want to, keep those in mind for part 3 answers. Okay, so here we go, students. We're going to do speaking part 3 now. We'll do the first question together just so you kind of get a feel for it. And then I'm going to do some voice calls. I'm going to call some of our viewers, and we're going to practice speaking and analyze. I'm going to give some band score estimates according to the official marking criteria of IELTS. So coherence, fluency, grammatical range, accuracy, lexical resource, pronunciation. I will give you marks for these, and I'll really maybe even do a bit of practice. So first, let's do one question together before we start calling our viewers. Okay, so now The examiner says, okay, that's the end of part 2. Now we'll continue with part 3. For part 3, I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about friendly behavior. Do you think it is necessary to be friendly? Okay, so give me a nice full sentence answer, okay? So you always want to do a full sentence answer, which means include the answer plus an explanation plus an example. Okay, so always do that. In your example, hint, hint, connect to part 2. Okay, so use your part 2 answer for your examples at times in part 3. That will be really good, okay? 31 Allah says, yes, it is mandatory for a person to have amiable nature. A person not only feels comfortable, but the company around him should also feel relaxed. Okay, 31 Allah, not bad. I like the start of it. I like the paraphrasing of amiable nature, so like a friendly attitude. The second half is a bit awkward. If a person should not only feel comfortable, but the company around him should also feel relaxed. I kind of get it, but I think you need more clarification there. Okay. All right, so again, answer, explanation, example. Anton says, in my opinion, it's not as essential to be friendly with someone as it is to be honest. Anton, don't go into another kind of topic, which is the importance of honesty, okay? So stay on the answer. What I recommend for the IELTS is choose, okay, there's another tip, so choose the positive. It's usually easier to talk about. The yes answer. It's usually easier. Okay, so keep that in mind. Marguba says, yes, I believe that being friendly is important, and it's one of our positive behaviors towards people. Marguba, don't repeat yourself. You've got a bit of repetition there, and you've got a little mix-up of word order, okay? Yeah, Van Pham, you can absolutely include some personal pronouns in part 3. In fact, sometimes the questions in part 3 will even ask about your opinion or what happens in your life. So when students hear like, oh, in part 3 you should not use I or me or my, that's not true. Pay attention to the questions. I don't know who came up with that crazy idea, but it's a misconception. It's true that a lot of questions in part 3 are talking about society or people in general, but not always, and it's okay to include personal examples. There's no rule that says you can't say I in part 3, and the IELTS does not say that, okay? Some teacher or some institute came up with this idea, and it's not correct, okay? Mahina Bonu says, yes, absolutely, being friendly creates a strong bond amongst neighbors. Yeah, so yes, I do believe, again, students, reminder, we're not coming up with this question. This is very similar to a question that was asked in a past IELTS exam in November. So the do you think is a yes, I believe. Okay, so yes, I do believe that it is important to be friendly with others, since humans are social by nature, and often we rely on one another for help and positive outcomes. Just like my GPA depended on my friendly attitude with my biology professor. Okay, so again, remember, connect with part 2. Remember I talked about my biology professor. I had to be friendly with them because I needed a good score on my final presentation. So I connect with that. So here we go, everyone. Just repeat after me, and then I'm going to start calling students, and we're going to get into this on a one-on-one basis. So here we go, everyone. First question, do you think it is necessary to be friendly? Yes, I do believe that it is important to be friendly with others, since humans are social by nature and often we rely on one another for help and positive outcomes, just like my GPA depended on my friendly attitude with my biology professor. Okay? Answer, explanation, example. Notice, here is the answer. Okay? And then right away I use this word since. By using the word since, it reminds me to give the example. Okay, since humans are social by nature and often we rely on each other for help. That's why it's good to be friendly with our neighbor too, right? Because you never know, even though your neighbor might not be the greatest person, there could be a day where your car doesn't start and you have to go somewhere in a hurry and your neighbor can help you, okay? So that is my example. And then here I'm using just like to make the connection to my example. Okay, so this is my example. The last one was the explanation. So, I don't like that color. Let's go with something a little bit different. I like colors, but they have to be the right colors. Maybe not. Let's do that one. That's a good one. All right, so here's my answer. Okay, so that is the answer, all right? And then this here is my explanation, okay? And notice how it all kind of smoothly flows together. And then here is my example, okay? And that's what you want to do, and notice how I'm connecting. Okay, so everybody's good. Yogesh says, I want to volunteer. I have my speaking on Monday. Yogesh, you can definitely volunteer. I'll try to find you, okay? And I know Aziz is also in this class, and I told him. So, but we'll have lots of chances today. That's why I'm starting this early, okay? So lots of chances for volunteers. Okay, repeat after me one more time. So do you think it is necessary to be friendly? Yes, I do believe that it is important to be friendly with others since humans are social by nature and often we rely on one another for help and positive outcomes. Just like my GPA depended on my friendly attitude with my biology professor. That'll get you a band 9. Okay. All right. So now, students, we will do some practice speaking with our viewers. Okay, and you can volunteer to speak with me. First of all, it's great if you have a headset for this, okay? And to volunteer, you have to follow these steps, okay? So follow these steps for volunteering. First of all, you have to register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. So you can do this with a free account or a paid account. Either one will work. Excuse me, still getting over that cold. So even a free account will work. General IELTS, it'll work as well. So this is our academic IELTS website. Here you can join. You can make a free account with the green button, this try demo, or a paid account with the big red one. It's worth it. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, doesn't cost much. And then once you join, you'll have a My Student account that's right at the very top of the page here, right way above my head, okay? And then you go to your My Student account, and then in your My Student account, you have the Student Partner Speaking up there, okay? So there it is. That Student Partner Speaking, that's right above my head right there. So you click on that, okay? And then you have to enable your camera, your microphone, your speakers. We're only going to be using audio, so no camera. I'm using the camera for YouTube. Okay, so you accept, and then you come to this page here. where you can see all of the students who are in the chat right now. So right now we have Mahul, Niyaz, Amrit Paul, Aziz Beck, Marjona, Manish, Pranisha, Train Quang, okay? So we've got lots and lots of students already in here. And then you can send me a message. You can say, hey, I want to volunteer. I can see that Aziz Beck just did that. Let me just see. And then I can see that. So here we can see Aziz Beck. Okay, Aziz Beck says, hi, can I volunteer? Please, please, and again, please. Yeah, I know, Aziz Beck, you've been trying and we've had difficulties, but it sounds like you tested your system. So sure. So I'm going to call Aziz Beck, ask him a question, and then we'll take more and more students in the class today, okay? So I'll be looking for students in here, okay? And again, just audio students, no video, okay? Because we're using video for YouTube. But when you're practicing with each other, you might want to use some video as well, okay? All right, Aziz Beck, I'm going to give you a call. Hopefully it works out this time. Here we go. Hi, Aziz Beck. I can't hear you yet. Make sure that you have your microphone enabled for your browser and for the website in your browser settings. Okay, and I'm sure the system's working. We tested it before the class, so you have to check the settings on your end. I still cannot hear you, Aziz Beck, and I definitely have audio in my headset. Okay. All right. Okay, while Aziz Beck is checking the setting, Aziz Beck, I'll come back to you, okay? While you're checking your settings, I'll look for somebody else. So let's see Manish here. Manish says, hi. Okay, hi, Manish. Would you like to volunteer? All right. And by the way, when you're using our website to connect with other students, this is what you should do. So you should just send a text message first, be polite, and say, hi, I would like to practice some IELTS. Would you like to practice with me? And then the person will say, yes, sure, I have 10 minutes or I have 15 minutes. And then you guys can do that. By the way, up here at the top, you have, just like right at the very top there, you have speaking scripts as well. So these speaking scripts you can use to practice, okay? All right, so Manish says, yes, of course, I'm new here. Please teach me. Okay, Manish, let me find you here again in the list, and then I'll give you a call. Okay, Manish, so I'm going to reach out to you. There we go. I can hear Manish ringing, so hopefully Manish will pick up. And keep the window open, everyone, when I'm calling you. Hi, Manish. Manish, make sure, again, students, just a reminder, when you're using software that uses your video, audio on the website, then you have to make sure that you enable your browser. For privacy, your browser will always ask you, do you want this website to be able to use your microphone and your speakers? Okay, so you have to enable that. I'm going to check my volume settings here, but I think it's fine because I can hear the calls and everything. So, Manish, can you hear me okay? No? Okay. All right. This was kind of the same as yesterday, but then we got going, so no worries. Okay, Manish, check your settings, and then we'll try again in a little bit, okay? All right. Let's try Aziz Beck again. I can see, I think Aziz Beck is... says, sorry, maybe next time. Okay, all right, Aziz, so maybe some settings on your end there. Okay, let's try Bakrat. So I know that Bakrat's been going here. I want to volunteer. Okay, Bakrat, are you ready? Let's see if Bakrat is ready. Yeah, Bakrat, I just sent you a message. Okay. All right. Okay. Some countries too have restrictions with other countries, so you want to check that. I think you can check that online, like which countries are restricted for social media or for software, and then you can see if maybe Canada is one of them. Okay, Bakrat, I'm going to give you a call, and then we'll give it a shot here.
Can you hear me, Adrian?
I can hear you loud and clear, Bakrat. It's good to connect.
Uh, Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
Uh, I'm also good.
Awesome. Is this the first time we're connecting, Bakrat?
No, we had also I had a conversation, I think 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Well, it's good to connect again. Okay, Bakrat, so we'll practice a speaking part 3 question. Okay. We'll start with the same one that we just practiced, but I want you to give me a different answer. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So, and then I'll analyze your response. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, Bakrat. So, do you think it is necessary to be friendly?
Oh, well, uh, friends bring more happiness into our lives than virtually anything else. Friendship have a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Uh, Good friendship relieve stress, provide comfort and joy, and prevent loneliness and isolation. Developing close friendship can also have a powerful impact on our physical health.
Okay. Good. All right, Bakrat. So that would be about a band 5.5 to 6, okay, for your answer. But I think you can get higher. I think you can easily get a band 6.5, quite possibly even a band 7. You have to make a couple of corrections in the way that you answer the question, okay? So you started a little bit slowly. Like, it's okay to use natural fillers like but you don't want to use too many of them. And here at the beginning, Bakrat, you used a lot of them together. So you said, and it's kind of like, okay, one or one is okay, but when you use 3 or 4 of them together, then that starts to have an effect on your fluency score, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's okay to be like, friends bring more happiness. So one or one it's not a problem. You can still get a band 9, just not too many, okay? All right. And then the start of your answer was really good. It was like a band 8, band 9, okay? So you said, friends bring more happiness to our lives than virtually anything else. I loved that. I thought it was very original. It was natural. There was some nice complexity to that grammar as well, okay? And then you kept speaking. You said friends have a huge impact on our mental health. It prevents
Mhm.
loneliness and isolation. And then you kind of repeated again that it has a huge impact on our mental and physical health. So there was a bit of repetition, and it was your explanation was too long. You started to overspeak a little bit, so that's why you got into that repetition as well. And you missed one important part of the answer. Do you know what that was?
Uh, I think I'm like I was trying to be answering the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think I distracted. I majorly talked about friends instead of friendship.
Yeah, so you talk more about friends than friendship, but I think the two are synonymous. So I think your answer was on topic. When you give an answer, remember, answer, explain, example. So answer, explain, example. And instead of giving a really long explanation where you're kind of repeating the same idea or the same explanation, like the importance of friends on happiness and mental health, it's okay to say that once, but don't say it 2 or 3 times. Instead of saying that again and again, go to an example. Like, I'm really friendly with a lot of people, and usually I'm happy every day, all the time. Right? And then that example is a much better way to finish. And then you know that you should be done because you gave your answer, you gave your explanation, you gave your example, and then you know you're done and you've got a good score and you can go to the next question. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to read the question. I will give your answer with a little bit of an upgrade, and then I'll ask you the question again, and then just repeat, okay?
Okay.
All right, nice and loud, Bakrat. Be confident. I can hear you, but you're very soft-spoken, so be confident. Use your loud voice, okay? Okay. All right, so do you think it is necessary to be friendly? Friends bring more happiness to our lives than virtually anything else. So yes, friendliness is important for mental health. It prevents loneliness and it makes people happy. I'm a really friendly guy and I feel good every single day. Do you think it is necessary to be friendly?
Uh, well, friends brings more happiness to our lives than virtually anything else, and it is important to be friendly with others. Friends have a huge impact on our uh, mental and uh, physical health, and it prevent loneliness and isolation. And I'm also friendly with my other my college friends and also my peers when I meet them at weekends.
Okay, good. All right, that was much better. So that was definitely a solid 6 to 6.5. Again, don't repeat yourself. So loneliness and isolation are the same words. So only one. It prevents loneliness or it prevents isolation. Okay, don't paraphrase the same word within the same sentence. It's not necessary. And your example was good. Keep it even faster and shorter, right? I'm good friends with many of the people in my college and I feel great. And that's it. And then you just stop and the next question's coming, okay? So that's how you do it. So really keep focusing on all 3 parts. Answer, explain, example, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Bakrat, keep up the good studies. I can see that you are improving. So by looking at your responses, and I know you've been a member for a good number of months now, and I can see your improvement. So keep it up, okay? You're doing a great job.
Thank you, thank you for allow me to answer this question.
Absolutely, you're very, very welcome. Okay, Bakrat, have an awesome day and keep hanging out in the class. Everybody give Bakrat a nice applause, please, some thumbs up. He was our first volunteer for the day that we connected with, and you know, you got to be brave. You have to be, you have to have some courage to speak in front of several hundred people who are watching right now. So Shakshi says, yeah, Bakrat, clap, 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 and so do some others, so that's awesome. Okay, so let's take another volunteer. I think we have Jacqueline here. I'm going to be looking for Aziz Beck as well. Oh, there's Aziz Beck. I'll circle back to you, Aziz Beck, for the next question. I'm going to see if I can connect with Jacqueline for now. So, okay. Jacqueline says, hi, can I volunteer? I'm also new. I would like to give it a go. Please, nice expression. Give it a go. Okay, Jacqueline, let's see if you're still here. So are you ready? Again, students, we're using our website, aehelp.com, for this, and you need to log in, create an account, and use the student speaking partner function for this, okay? Enable your camera, enable your microphone and your audio, okay? So here we go, everyone. Okay, Jacqueline is ready, so I'm going to call Jacqueline here for the next question. Okay, connecting with Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline. Can you hear me okay? I cannot hear you. Jacqueline, check to make sure that you have enabled your microphone and your speaker for the browser. I think that's where a lot of people are going wrong, is that they don't have their microphone set up for their browser. Okay, so make sure to have your mic and speakers enabled for your browser. Okay, that's very important. All right. And you can test this, students, with others when we're not in the live class, like Aziz did. So it could be that there could be like a firewall with your country to certain countries like the US or Canada as well. So I cannot hear Jacqueline right now, which is unfortunate. But Jacqueline, just test the system later and then see what's going on with the setup. Okay. All right. Let's try somebody else here. So let me see. All right, so Aziz Beck says, I just installed a VPN. Can we try again? Okay, Aziz Beck, yeah, let's try it again. So I'm going to try to call Aziz Beck again. Yeah, sometimes you need to use a VPN, which is a virtual proxy network, because your network might not allow certain types of functions for browsers internationally. Okay, so let me see if I can reach out to Aziz Beck. Let's see if his VPN is working. Okay. Hello, Aziz Beck. Can you hear me now? I still cannot hear you. Now, even when you're using a VPN, students, which is a virtual proxy network, you have to test the system because you have to see where your virtual proxy is going through or which countries it's going through, okay? So ideally, if you want to speak with me, you're testing it with somebody who is in Canada, okay? All right. All right, so Aziz Beck says there's a bit of a lag and so it's not working. That's fine. We'll try someone else. So Peter here is reaching out. Let's see if Peter, okay. So Peter says, I want to practice. Okay, let's try Peter. Okay, are you ready, Peter? Here we go. So if I was able to connect with Bakrat, I'm sure I will be able to connect with some of you. So let's try this. So Peter says yes. I know Vietnam is pretty good, for example. Vietnam has usually no problem connecting. I'm hoping to catch at least a couple more students. Hello, Peter.
Have you heard me? Have you hear me?
I can hear you, Peter. Yeah, absolutely. Peter, can you mute YouTube just so we're not getting feedback? So just YouTube muted, okay?
Yeah, I just muted. Thanks.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, and speak nice and loud because I think maybe you're a little bit far from your mic or it's a little bit quiet on your end. But okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm bringing the mic closer to me.
Perfect. All right. I can definitely hear you better now. I'm sure everybody else can hear Peter as well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Peter, may I ask, where are you right now? So which country are you in?
I'm reside in Vietnam and Ho Chi Minh City in particular.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam has a pretty good connection through chat software. I know that. So I'm not surprised. We've been connecting quite well with students from Vietnam. Okay, Peter. So we're going to practice part 3 question, just like we did with Bakrat. So I'll ask you the question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, explanation, example. Try to connect it with part 2 if you can. And then I'll give you an analysis of your score and how to do even better, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so here we go with the next question. Okay. What are some ways that people express friendly behavior?
I believe that acting friendly with other people is really simple and also really useful too. Just like saying hi to other people, greeting to them, start a conversation, or even praising them when they did something good is size or ways of being friendly with that person.
Okay. All right, so let's analyze that response a little bit. Okay, so again, the question is, what are some ways that people express friendly behavior? And then you said, I believe that acting friendly with other people is really simple and useful, just like saying hi, like saying a greeting and starting a conversation. That was really good. Okay, so that was a nice start. You had good fluency and you had a fairly good explanation.
Yeah,
The start of your explanation was good, but the second half of your explanation started to get a little bit jumbled, like a little bit mixed
yeah.
up, right? You probably felt that.
I feel a little bit nervous because it's first time, so lots of anxieties is putting on my shoulders.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
this is my
So,
first time.
but it's a great way to build confidence to do this. So by
Yeah,
volunteering, you're
yeah.
also building confidence, and that's fantastic. By the way, Peter is actually my middle name, so good choice there on the adopted English name.
Yeah.
You were also missing something from your answer that I recommended to Bakrat as well. Do you know what that was?
I guess it's the explanation, right?
I think what you're wanting to say is example, because you had the explanation,
Uh,
but example.
yeah,
Yeah,
example.
your example was missing, right? So
Uh,
yeah, examples are super important. And even when you're thinking about your example, you think of a different way to explain as well, right? So
yes,
were you here in yesterday's class when we did part two?
yes, I heard that, and I did some practice to myself too.
Okay, good. Remember how I was friendly with Mr. Andrews? So what was it that I did with Mr. Andrews to be friendly?
You just being nice with him. That's all. Remember?
I was being nice with him, but there was something a little bit more specific. I was complimenting him on being smart. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
I remember.
Okay, good. So then when you remember part two, right, and then you remember, oh yeah, complimenting another person, like, hey, you're looking good today, or oh, I like your new hairstyle, right? That's definitely one of the ways that humans are friendly with each other is we compliment each other, even when it's not really true. We just want to get something, right? So you
Yeah,
can give that kind of an example. Okay, so let me ask you this question one more time. Give me the same answer. Keep your explanation a little bit simpler. So you can say just like saying hi and starting a conversation. And then
mm,
give me an example with complimenting someone. Okay? So I'll ask you the question one more time. Give me the same answer. Just include the example this time. Okay? So
yeah.
here we go. What are some ways that people express friendly behavior?
I believe that acting friendly with other people is really simple and easy to do. Just like saying hi, starting a conversation, or complimenting someone on what they just do is a really is really essential and needed. Like by doing this, you can make them feel happier and also feel that you are being the friendly persons, and they will be friendly with you too.
Okay, good. So, not bad. All right. So that was better.
Yeah,
You would definitely get a higher band score for that simply because you're not repeating ideas, but you're presenting new ideas. However, don't switch to you, right? Because now you're talking about me, right?
yeah,
So avoid switching to the you. Instead, use the I. I'll give you a sample answer, and then I'll ask you the question again and repeat after me. Okay?
yes.
Okay, so what are some ways that people express friendly behavior? I believe that acting friendly with other people is really simple, just like saying hi and starting a conversation and complimenting a person. Just the other day, I complimented my classmate for their new hairstyle, and they gave me the answers to the math exam. Okay, all right. So that's how you do it. The IELTS examiner will not take marks for saying that. Okay,
Yeah.
so and they will not call your math teacher. So here we go again. What are some ways that people express friendly behavior?
Some you just ask the questions, the new
Mhm.
questions.
Yeah, it's the same question. So just repeat
Yeah.
what I said. Repeat the idea of what I said. Okay. So what are some ways that people express friendly behavior?
Yeah, I believe that acting friendly with other people is very simple and easy to do. Just like saying hi, starting a conversation, or complimenting something that they just do is really essential. And by doing this, you can help. By doing this, you can
Nope,
yeah
stop
get
there.
some.
Okay, I'm gonna actually interrupt you there. I'm gonna stop you there, Peter. So just simply switch to the example. I complimented my friend on their new haircut, and they gave me a chocolate bar.
Just the other day, I compliment them on their new haircut, on his new haircut, and they just gave me the answer for my math exams on the afterward.
Okay, good. Yeah, sure. You stuck with the math exam. All right. So that's what you want to focus on, Peter. Okay. So answer,
Yeah.
explain, example, and keep it all smooth and quick. So don't get lost in over explanations. Okay.
Okay.
You have good English. So I understand what you say. You don't need to over explain it to me. Okay. I get it the first time. So just finish the quick explanation and then give the quick example. So keep practicing that, and I promise you that your band score will increase by at least half, if not a full band, on your next test. Okay?
Yeah, I haven't taken the IELTS test before, so I'm kind of nervous. Although I have, you know, talk to lots of different foreign teachers and also my foreign friend too. But I believe that my there's nothing wrong with my fluency. It's just being nervous and stuck at some point.
That's the same for a lot of people. That's the same for a lot of people, Peter, and that's why it's really good to do this kind of practice, to get on our website, to speak with other students. That helps to build that confidence and to build the right kind of communication. So thank you so much for volunteering, Peter. Keep up the practice, and I'm sure you will do great on your exam. By the way,
Yeah,
your estimated band score, I would say right now, is between a 6 and a 6.5.
yeah, I'm aiming for the 7 or maybe a 7.5 if possible. But 7 is pretty fine for me.
I think you
I
can
have
get I think you can get a 7, maybe even a 7.5 with some more practice and just getting the right answer down. Okay.
Yeah, I'm having problem with developing the ID, so yeah, I'm
Okay.
really gonna put your recommendations into considerations.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Okay,
thanks a lot.
Peter. Keep watching. Have a great day. Thanks for volunteering. Bye bye.
Nice, thank you, man.
Okay, everybody, so give Peter a round of applause. Yeah, he was nervous, and it's totally okay to be nervous. One way to overcome your fears and your nervousness is to confront it, okay? I can see Yogesh is calling me. Yogesh, I'm going to call you instead, okay? Don't call me because then it just gets too crazy. But I can see that you're in here, Yogesh, so I'm going to reach out to you, and I'll give you a call if I see you, okay? So just hang up the phone. Okay, I know that Yogesh is one of our newer students doing their exam, I think, on Monday. So let's see. Yogesh, are you ready? Okay, I'll reach out to Yogesh, and hopefully we can get a hold of Yogesh here for a question. All right. Okay, Yogesh says Yogesh is ready. Okay. All right. So, Yogesh, let me give you a call here. Okay, Yogesh, here we go. Hello, Yogesh.
Okay. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, yeah, and I hear that you muted YouTube, so we're not getting feedback, which is fantastic. Okay, Yogesh, awesome. Yogesh, may I ask, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
For my higher education in foreign studies,
What are you planning to study?
business administration.
Okay. Are you planning to become a businessman?
Yes, of course. By luck, if I got a chance in future.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what kind of business you'd like to own or operate?
Oh, I'm planning to have a small outlet as it was always my dream to have a small business. While I have some big dreams to come out for big firms like working with multinational companies.
Okay. And so, what area of business, like clothing, food industry, jewelry, technological, or like stereo TVs? Do you know what kind?
Well, business are in various fields. Like I obviously like to work in the field of technical, as I am good in technical handling technical things like managing cameras. So I would like to prefer my business in uh, filming business, as it is a big industry in India, as it would help me to spread my roots in filming industry.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, in the film industry, kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? Okay, that's awesome. That's great. Good luck with your future dreams and ambitions. You're on the right path by being brave and volunteering for a question. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question from part 3. Again, give me a full sentence answer, and then I'll give you a score estimate and analyze your response. Does that sound good?
Okay, sir.
All right, here we go. So, is there a difference between being friendly and polite behavior?
Yeah, yes, it is quite similar to be listen that friendly and polite behavior is quite same thing, but talking about specific thing, that friendly is something that people are more friendly, more good with other people, while talking about polite thing, polite behavior, people are polite when they help others and and the speech of that specific person is good with the other person, as I am polite, and as well as I am having a friendly nature. I with my friends often be a friendly, as I help them in their work as well as in their chores of daily routine, and I am
How
polite with the
important is it to be friendly in your work or school?
can you repeat the question, sir?
How important is it to be friendly in your work or school?
Well, in the work or school, it's a lot of it plays a lot of importance to be friendly with others, as being friendly helps in daily curriculum, as it also provides different opportunity to know about other people, and it obviously help in daily chores, as being friendly with the colleagues help to know about different types of daily routine, and they always help in doing daily work in office or in
Some
school.
people pretend to be friendly. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Notice I keep interrupting you, right, Nagesh? So you don't want that. You don't want me to interrupt you, right?
No, no, sir, it's okay.
No, you definitely don't want me to interrupt you. I don't want you to interrupt me. You don't want me to interrupt you. That's not good conversation, right? So I think maybe you heard somewhere that you should just keep talking until the examiner stops you. That's bad advice. Okay, that's really bad advice. So don't do that. So right now, your speaking would be scored a band 5. There are a couple things that you really need to fix, because I think your speaking is actually better than a band 5, but the examiner will definitely give you a band 5 if you're going to do this on your Monday exam. Okay, so you have to change your
Okay,
strategy before Monday. Okay, a couple of
okay.
really important fixes, and everybody listen to this, because I know that a lot of other students think this and do this. Unfortunately, there's some really bad information on the internet and in schools about IELTS of what to do and how to do, and some of that information is just keep talking until the examiner stops you. And it's not true, okay? You have to stop
Okay.
yourself, because what happens when you keep talking like this is I have to interrupt you, because I have to try to get to the next question as your examiner, and then you miss the question. So when I asked you how important is it to be friendly in your school or work, you didn't get it because I interrupted you. So you said, "Can you repeat the question, sir?" It's okay to ask for the question to be repeated, but you only want to do that once in your interview, not 5 or 6 times. And if I have to interrupt you, you're going to do it almost every time, because you're not going to catch the next question. Okay? So
Okay.
we're having a conversation. we're not having a fight for words where you're talking and I'm interrupting you, okay? So you have to answer and you have to then stop and wait for the response, okay? Also,
Okay.
you don't need to speak this fast, okay? What's happening is you're speaking very quickly, but it becomes very difficult to understand what you're actually saying. So you're saying lots of words, you're giving me lots of information, but much of it is unclear because you're focusing on speed rather than clarity. Okay, so my two biggest tips for you for your coming exam on Monday is one, slow down a little bit and think about what you're saying more carefully, and two, finish your idea and wait for the next question. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'll show you how to do that in a second here, okay? So my question was, is there any difference between being friendly and polite behavior? You said yes, it is quite similar. That's confusing because if you say yes, it means that it's different. So you should say yes, there is a difference, okay? And then you said to be friendly and polite behavior are kind of the same, but being friendly is a little bit more, it's more of a specific thing. And then I did really lose what you were saying just because you were giving me so much information. Some of it was repeating, some of it was unclear, okay? So this kind of a question is difficult for anybody. Like if somebody asked me on the street, is there a difference between being friendly and polite? I would have to kind of think about that for a second and be like, well, is there a difference? So the best way to start when you have this kind of question, okay, is to say, that's a tough question. Just give me a second. And then I would say, yes, I suppose there is a difference, okay? Friendly behavior is more than simply being polite. Just being polite means using kind words, but being friendly means giving an extra effort to make another person like the individual. Like I greet everyone, and this is being polite. But I buy birthday presents only for my friends. So this is being friendly. Okay. And to do this, you have to visualize it, like you have to see it, okay? And I see myself saying hi and good morning to lots of people. So I greet them and I use nice language. But when I see myself with my friends, I see myself doing more than just using nice words. I see myself doing actions such as buying gifts or giving compliments. That's more than just polite behavior, okay? So this is being friendly, okay? All right, so I'm going to read this question again. I will give the answer, and then I'll read the question one more time, and then you copy my answer, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So is there a difference between being friendly and polite behavior? That's a tough question. Give me a second. Yes, I suppose there is a difference. Friendly behavior is more than just being polite. Being polite means using kind words like saying good morning and goodbye, but being friendly means putting in an extra effort like buying birthday gifts for friends. Okay, here we go. So is there a difference between being friendly and polite behavior?
Yes, I suppose there is a difference being friendly and being polite with other people. Just being polite means using kind of words, but being friendly means giving an extra effort to make another person like the individual. Like I greet everyone, and this is being polite, but I am buy a birthday present for my friends. So this is being friendly.
Okay, great. So that would get you a band 7, no problem, okay? And I could tell that, you did a little bit of reading at the end, but at the start, I could tell that you're actually using your own words and your own thoughts to repeat. So that was, by the way, that was a huge difference. So the way that you answered now compared to the way that you answered first, it was black and white, night and day. So there was a big, big difference. You had way more clarity. You weren't speaking nearly as quickly. You were speaking perfectly fine. So that's totally a natural speed for English that you were using there. But your answer was much more thought out. So I could tell that you were thinking much clearer about your answer. Do that on Monday and you're going to get a way better score, okay?
Okay, sir. Definitely. I would also like to take your help on Sunday if you are free.
Yeah, I have some time on Sunday, so if you want to book like a full speaking interview with me, you can do that on the website. Just click on that yellow button, the speaking interview practice, but make sure you do that today. I usually suggest people to book at least 24 hours in advance, okay? So if you want to do that, you can use the website, but either way, definitely do it this way on Monday, okay? So slower, complete answers, stop, wait for the next answer, you're going to get a much better score, okay?
Okay, sir. Definitely, I will get that now by
Okay.
clicking it.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good, Yogesh. Keep it up. Okay, Yogesh, thank you so much for volunteering, and we'll take one more speaker for the day. So that was Yogesh. Everybody give an applause for Yogesh. Again, it takes a lot of bravery, especially there's a lot of bad information out there, so a lot of people don't really know what to do for these questions on the IELTS the first time, okay? Mehul, can you please stop calling me? I can't pick up the phone. Okay. So, let me find somebody else to have a discussion with. Mehul, please don't call me. I won't be able to answer your call because I don't want to encourage people to interrupt the lesson like that, okay? So we have Mirza here. Mirza says, I want to volunteer. So just send me a message, students. Don't call me, okay? I can't pick up if you're calling me because that interrupts the flow of the lesson. So just send me a message, okay? So Mirza says, I want to volunteer. Okay, Mirza, are you ready? So let's see if Mirza is still here with us. Mirza, are you ready? If Mirza gets back to me, then we'll take Mirza. An interesting name. Mirza, okay. Let's see if Mirza is still on the line here or still in the chat. All right. And again, students, test this system at home with other students. Keep this window open when you're using the website so other people can send you messages, okay? All right. So I'm not getting a message back from Mirza, so maybe Mirza had to run off somewhere. Okay, Lily here has sent me a message. Let's see if I can connect with Lily. Okay. So Lily wants to volunteer and has even included an emoji. Okay, Lily, are you ready? Let's see if Lily is still with us. Okay. So Lily, if you see my message, just say yes, and I'll try to reach out to you. Okay. I want to give everybody a couple of seconds here, a fair chance. Okay, Lily says yep. All right, so cool. So Lily, I will call you. Here we go. Hopefully I can get a hold of you. Hello, Lily.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You picked up so fast. It's just one ring. I was like, oh, okay. All right, Lily. Fantastic. Thank you for volunteering. It's very brave of you. Lily, may I ask, where are you right now? Which country are you in?
Actually, I live in Uzbekistan.
In Uzbekistan.
Tashkent.
In Tashkent,
Yes.
in the capital city.
Yes.
How is the weather in Tashkent today?
Quite chill, I would say.
What's
I would say it's freezing.
It's freezing. What's the temperature?
Yes. I'm not sure, as I don't go out, so.
Okay, but is it
I
like
think so.
minus? It's like minus
Mhm.
5 degrees or minus 10 degrees ish?
Maybe -5.
-5. Okay, so
Yes,
it's definitely cold. I've heard Uzbekistan is an absolutely beautiful country with a lot of amazing nature. So I've heard lots of
definitely.
good. Okay, all right. So Lily, we will do a question together. Okay, I will ask you a question for speaking part 3. Give me a nice full sentence answer. Remember, answer, explain, example, and then stop. Okay. So we'll practice this, and then I'll analyze your response. Give you some score estimates. Does that sound good?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. So. Here we go. Let's try this last one here. So, okay, here we go. How have the ways people form meaningful relationships, or sorry, one more time. How have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years?
That's interesting question, I would say. I guess in the past, people tend to make new relationship by just going out and asking for meeting. However, nowadays, these methods are became odd and antiquated, as nowadays we have a lot of social medias where people can just text a message and make new contacts. Take my brother for example. He made a lot of new friends just texting to each other and finding new interests. So it changed dramatically.
Okay, good. All right. So that would be that answer. Very good. So that answer would be about a band 6.5, I would say. Okay. And I think you can get higher as well. So your answer is somewhere between 6 and 7. You have one of those kinds of responses that's a little bit tricky to say exactly what you would get. I think some examiners might give it a 6, some examiners might give it a 7, but most of them would give it maybe a 6.5. Okay. I think your answer was good. So I think you gave a good answer, explanation, example, but I think it was a bit long and your fluency got chopped up a little bit. I could tell like you're thinking about what to say and how to say it, and so that broke your fluency a bit. So your fluency score would be like a band 5, 5, 6. Your lexical resource, so your vocabulary would be higher. It'd be like a band 7. Your grammatical accuracy would be a band 7, but your grammatical range would be a band 6. Now, I'm not just throwing these numbers out. There's reasons, obviously, for all of these. Your pronunciation's fine. Your pronunciation's a band 8. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with your pronunciation. I can understand all of the words. Coherence is a little bit lower, so your coherence score would be like a band 5.56. Coherence score goes below 6 when the person you're talking to doesn't understand everything that you're saying. So in your response, about 20% of what you said was unclear for me. I was kind of like, what do you mean exactly? I got your overall message, like I got the main ideas of what you're saying, but I didn't get some of the specific points you're trying to make, okay? So first tip, Lily, simplify, okay? Simplify. So your thoughts are good, simplify it. And build up your fluency, okay? So how have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years? What's the grammar of this question, Lily?
Um,
So what
Grammar?
type? Yeah. So what type of verb grammar is this question using? How have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years?
I guess how making new friends changed.
So the verb
Yes.
grammar, when I'm asking for the verb grammar, I mean, is it past tense, future, present, present perfect, past perfect? How have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years? And there's some hints in the chat. So some people in the chat are trying to help you out. They're yelling kind of at you in the chat. So if you look at the
Yes.
chat, you can see it.
Yes. Present perfect.
Yeah, it's present perfect because you have that have. Really pay attention to
Yeah.
that have auxiliary verb, have changed, right? And then that means
Mhm.
it's present perfect. As soon as you hear present perfect, you want to answer in present perfect. So you said, that's an interesting question. I guess in the past. Before you say, I guess in the past, and start explaining it, give a very clear present perfect answer. So the ways people form friendships have changed much due to technology. Okay,
Yes.
technology is changing the world around us, so that's kind of always one of your quick, easy answers that you can use is that technology has changed the world a lot, so it's changing the way we make friendships, right? So you can really keep it simple by using that, okay? So you started well, right? You started to buy a bit of time to think about it, like, that's an interesting question, and that was okay. And then show the present perfect, and that will get you your grammatical range marks up higher. Okay, so that's an interesting question. The ways people form friendships have changed much due to technology. I guess in the past, people tended, past tense, to make new friendships just by going out and meeting others face to face. Okay, and then keep it simple. However, nowadays, people use computers and mobile phones to meet up virtually on social media like Facebook and Instagram. Take my brother, for example. He met 100 new friends just by texting, and that's it. No more. You just stop right
Yes.
there. Okay, so take my brother.
Mhm.
You don't even need to say for example, so just stop using for example or for instance. So take my brother with a slight pause. He met many new friends. You can say a dozen new friends, so use numbers. It will make your answer even better. He met a dozen new friends. Dozen means 12. He met a dozen new friends just by texting. Okay, so then you'll get a much better band score. Let me repeat the question, the answer, and then I'll say the question and then just say the answer. Sounds good?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So here we go. How have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years? That's an interesting question. The ways people form friendships have changed much due to technology. I guess in the past, people tended to make new relationships by going out and meeting others face to face. However, nowadays, people use computers, mobile phones to meet up virtually on social media like Facebook and IG or Instagram. Take my brother, he met a dozen new friends just by texting. And then I can ask you the next question. Okay, here we go. So how have the ways people form meaningful friendships changed in recent years?
Mhm. Hmm. That's interesting question. The way people form friendship have changed much due to technology. I guess in the past, people tend to make new relationships just by going out and meeting others face to face. However, nowadays, people use computers and mobile phones, like uh, meeting each other virtually on social medias like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Take my brother, he met a dozen new friends just by texting.
Okay, much better, right? I could tell that you were reading a bit there, but I did like how you corrected my typo of us and you changed it to use. Yeah, I was typing quickly, so I missed typing the E, but it was good. That means that you're paying attention while you're reading and while you're speaking, which is a very good sign. Good job, Lily. That's what you want to practice, okay? So simplify yourself a little bit and just really picture it and focus on the simple concept. So it has
Mhm.
changed because of technology, social media versus face to face. My brother uses WhatsApp and has like a dozen friends, right? So simple thoughts, they're not easy. I know it takes practice, but they will get you those higher band scores, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Lily. And may I ask, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
As many students, I just wanted to study abroad.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Which country?
I'm thinking about Canada or America, as my uncle lives there.
Okay, cool.
And
Mhm.
mhm.
Right on. Well, I wish you the best. I can tell that you've got a lot now going on in your head. You're going to keep going there,
Yes,
which is
definitely.
fantastic. So good luck with that, okay? Yeah, both
Thank you
Canada
very
and the
much
US are
again.
beautiful. Keep it up, and I'm sure you'll get there. Okay, have a wonderful day in Tashkent. Bye for now, Lily.
Goodbye.
Okay, so that was Lily, and I just kind of cut her off at the end there, but I think she was saying have a good day. So thank you, Lily. That was awesome. Thank you for volunteering. Everybody give Lily an applause. She was very brave to volunteer with us. That's it, everyone, for today's class. I even added on some extra minutes so we could get some more volunteers, but don't worry if we didn't have a chance to speak today. We will have lots more chances. We've got lots of classes coming up next week. This is our schedule next week here. And you can see we've got loads of speaking classes for part 1, part 2. We're putting lots of these in. We know that people really like doing these classes. So we've got lots and lots of speaking classes coming up next week. In the meantime, everyone, go to our website, aehelp.com. Go to glthelpcom. Register an account. Buy our course. It doesn't cost a lot. And we've got tons of great help. We help thousands of students every day to get better scores on IELTS. So we really do want to help everyone. And practice with other students. So that's it for me for today, everyone. Keep up the great work. Remember, you all have amazing, the most amazing machines in your head, the human mind. It is still by far the most powerful supercomputer known to human existence. So use it, and I guarantee you'll all be better for it. I will see you all next week. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Thank you to our members. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your weekend. Bye for now, everyone.